if you want it, okay?
This meeting is being recorded.
All right.
Okay.
Just quickly, my name's Fraser O'Leary. I am Kelly Catalinas over here is my boss. I don't know where she shows up. I'm a marketing and business development person or production partner for Fairway Independent Mortgage in Fairfax. We're going to be doing, we're doing the school business boosters and some of these teacher appreciation pop-ups. Got actually a lot of cool stuff in the future that's coming that you can be involved with, but we're really just meeting some of y'all for the first time and talking about next steps. I will talk about that in a second after we do introductions. Sherry.
Hello, I am Sherry Foster. I'm with the Fox Homes team at Pearson Smith Realty. I am also a Marshall mom, which is what Fraser and I hooked up with the notion that I would be working with him to facilitate this at Marshall. I am only heading toward that empty nester thing, which does not make me happy, but makes me very sad. I have a junior, so we're getting closer and closer every minute, and I hate it. That's why, though, I have a YouTube channel called the Empty Nest Lifestyle, which focuses on people in my position trying to make decisions as to where we go next. Do we keep the big house? Do we downsize? Do we what do we do from here? And that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
Perfect. And for the most part, everybody on the call today is a real estate agent. Kelly is a lender, and I think Joanne, I think you're a lender, right? So you know, as we move forward and as we have start building out the business networks in these different areas, you know, some of those guys will be joining as well. But we kind of see the realtor as our partner in a specific school. So that's why, you know, Gina I met yesterday, and Sarah I connected with a couple weeks ago. Sherry I met at a event a couple weeks ago. So that's our partnership, obviously, as lenders. So Kelly, as our official lender here, tell me who you are and what you do.
Sure. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. A little bit about me. My name is Kelly Catalinas. I'm a branch manager with Fairway Independent Mortgage. Our office is based out of Fairfax, Virginia. And we really wanted to focus. First off, I've been a mortgage loan officer, branch manager for 35 plus years now in the DC area. It's pretty much been my entire life and my career, and so passionate about putting people into homes and you know, facilitating community development, right? So, you know, the last couple of years have been really, really hard on our teachers, on our students, et cetera. And, you know, Fraser and I brainstorm about a lot of different ideas. You know, we really feel like we want to grow business organically. We want to contribute to our communities. And we thought, what a great way to partner with some of our realtors in the communities, in the teacher and school pyramids, to just say, hey, thank you. You know, we're not asking for anything. We just want to be part of the community. We know a lot of the schools want to know who the businesses are surrounding those schools that support them. A lot of them just don't even know what to do to ask that question for resources for those schools. I have 2 adult children. We were very involved in our school and sports programs and things like that. Like, I just even remember contributing to my daughter's varsity soccer team. If I gave them $200, you would have thought that that was an unbelievable amount for them. It allowed them to buy equipment or shirts or something. So it's always amazing to me how there's a lack of resources or know-how to reach out to the community that truly does want to support the teachers. So this kind of started from there. And when we put it out and we saw so many of you raise your hands, you know, we thought, oh my God, you know, is it too fast, too soon? Let's start it. Let's see what we could do. Let's see what we could bring to our school system, say thank you, and really be a value add. You know, we really feel if it's not adding value, why do it, right? If it's not adding value, don't do it. So we so appreciate you joining us. This is our inaugural kind of run for this, and we just kind of want to see where it's going to go.
So 3 things. Kelly said, you know, as we started doing this, we were thinking this is maybe too big, too fast, too soon. It's really Kelly saying it's too big, too fast, too soon. I'm all in. I'm trying to do everything way too fast. So second thing is, we are aware that we're living in this kind of scrappy, underfunded $3.5 billion Fairfax County schools. I don't know why we're fundraising for, to buy helmets for the schools when it's a $3.5 billion budget, but we'll discuss that at a different time. And third thing is, you're going to hear me say, or Kelly say periodically, pyramids. Gina does not like the word pyramid. Gina hates the word pyramid. I just need to call it a school district, but Fairfax has 24, school pyramids where the high school is at the top, and then you have feeder schools and whatever. And so we kind of think of that as the way of organizing the schools. Sherry is in the Marshall School pyramid. So if Gina starts shaking her head angrily, that's what's going on over there. Edward, can you introduce yourself?
Good. Edward Giles, Georgetown Realty Group. I've been in real estate for the past 15 years. Before that, I sold drugs.
Me too.
Pharmaceuticals. I used to do a lot of traveling overseas, and it get to you after a while in terms of the traveling, meeting lots of new people, helping a lot of people. I did a lot in the African country where they really, really, really need aspirin. But after a while, it just gets to you in terms of just traveling, and it's almost as if nothing is being accomplished, because getting drugs over there is not the easiest thing to the poorest people. But I've always had this knack for real estate. So I went back to school after undergrad, did a lot of soul searching in terms of real estate, and just jumped into it and just started flying. DC, do a lot of business in DC, do a lot of business now in the Roslyn area. I was located in Georgetown, and during the pandemic, they closed our building down. Can you imagine, Georgetown? They closed it down. First, people started just fading away. It was like, what's going on? No one knew. And all of a sudden they say, hey, we're just going to shut this floor down. And I came here a year and a half. And it's been, right across the bridge, like what, 5-minute jog. So it was great. It's better. Real estate, well, getting back to real estate, like I said, I love it. Love dealing with lenders, really I do, because this is the essence of actually getting someone in that home. People want to know, how can I do something? How can I get in? I don't have this, I don't have that. And the goal is to say, hey, look, there are programs. You can do this. Teachers next door, firemen next door, police officers next door. They don't make a ton of money, but they make just the right amount to say, hey, look, I qualify for this. Where do I go? And that's, in essence, been part of what I'm doing now. Other than that, it was always about, all right, sell $1 million house, sell $2 million house. Let's work on them. Let's work on that. But this person doesn't need any help.
Yeah.
They just want to say, hey, look, let's find me a house. Let's get it done.
No, Edward, that's a great point. And Kelly and I have been talking about just sort of what we can do to share, as we're going into schools and dropping off things for teachers, let's customize that message. So that would be great to talk about. And Edward, as I mentioned, is responded to my call about doing for HB Woodlawn, which was our first, that's my actually alma mater in Arlington. And that is one we're doing, I want to say September 13th or something like that. So that's a good one coming up. Julie, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I'm Julie with Compass Realty. My office is located in McLean, but I live in Arlington and I do a lot of business in Arlington. So I would definitely be interested in helping out some schools here. I don't personally have any children, but I feel that I have to give advice to all the people that have children.
Perfect. We desperately need it. We desperately need it.
Of course, of course.
No, I'm kidding. Hi, Sherry. Sherry and I have been in networking groups together quite often.
Cool.
So yeah, I was actually on the board of directors for the Main Street Child Development Center a few years ago, located in the old Green Acres School in Fairfax City. And I still do a lot of things with them. I do adopt a couple families at Christmas time. And my husband has a junk removal business as well called Reliable Hauling. So whenever we get things that that we know that location can use, like he just got 80 cases of all different kinds of paper from a business that was emptying out a shed or something at storage area. So we're bringing those over to Main Street. But yeah, when I heard about this program that you're doing, I thought it would be really amazing to put together, I don't know, pop buys, what we call them, real estate agents call them pop buys.
It's 100% a pop by. That's a great way of saying
Yeah,
it.
exactly. So, little gift bags full of things that would be helpful for them. There's a really cool Facebook page called I think it's called like Pop Buys for Realtors or something, and there's people on there that have the most amazing ideas for
Oh.
things that they can put. And there was actually just one that somebody posted that was for teachers. So it was really cool. They had a bunch of stuff in it, and I asked them to give me an idea of what they put in there. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks, Julie. And Julie, if you haven't already, because I think we've emailed, but I don't think we've chatted. If you haven't already, for anybody, feel free to either chat or email me schools that you're interested in. I know it, in Arlington proper, there's, Yorktown, W&L, Wakefield, and then HB as the high schools. But then, there's lots of elementary schools and there are private schools there. So our goals, as Kelly may have mentioned, our goal is to sort of see the interest, see what's easy in terms of who's excited about it, and to be able to do it on a regular basis. Which, it's basically like we're saying, we're buying donuts, we're buying muffins, we're buying bagels. And then, right now it's just the print sheet, kind of a leave behind with the agent and the lender, and then the any deals or whatever that people are interested in. So yeah, just if you chat with me, if you haven't already, Edward, Sherry, Martha, and Sarah, you guys have already talked to me, though. Sarah, I want to ask you a specific question. But these are the types of things that I can then add you to the school, so that when I'm talking to the school, they'll start to see you already, even before we do it.
Okay.
Joanne.
Morning.
Hey, morning.
So my name is Joanne Bellata, and I work with Atlantic Coast Mortgage. And I've been with them for almost a year now. But prior to that, I was doing housing counseling I live in Prince William County, but our main office is based out of Fairfax. But really interested in this because as a housing counselor, part of my job was to help people find homes. And a lot of our target market was teachers and the school systems. And we actually partnered with Fairfax County on their first home buyers program as well, to get people into the program that Fairfax County has. The reason I transitioned into the mortgage lending side was because after I did all my counseling and I got to everybody and, I got them, ready to go and purchase a home and apply for a loan, they'd go into this abyss and I'd lose track of them. And then a year later, I found out that they didn't even buy a home because some lender talked them out of it or something crazy like that. And I thought, let me just be the person to be able to walk these people through and show them what options exist, because there's a lot of options for purchasing, especially for people in the school system. So I'm just really passionate about educating people on that process. I've Virginia Housing certified, so I've taught that Virginia Housing course for the last 5 years, and just want to figure out how to get to these people. And I thought this was a great opportunity to learn how you guys are doing this and be part of the process.
And Joanne, did you were you at the event yesterday? Is that how you connected with us?
No, I think I found you on either Eventbrite or something popped up in either my
Okay.
news feed or something, but
Okay, cool.
my kids are in college, so I am an actual empty nester right now.
Uh-huh.
So but again, you know, I just really want to give back to the community. I've got 5 sisters and 3 of them work in a school system. And so I'm just passionate about this.
Great. Oh, well, great to meet you. Gina. Met Gina yesterday. Gina and I have planned our conquest of the world with lots of networking events. If anybody's interested in doing some awesome networking in Old Town, from escape rooms. No, I know. We're starting there. To lots of stuff. Let's just say there's lots of stuff involved. Gina, introduce yourself.
My name is Gina Baca. I was born and raised in California. Took after my dad at a really young age. Worked at his flooring company, which was top in the nation before Home Depot and Lowe's came out. Ended up owning his company for a couple years until I realized that was not my dream. So I went to work with my mom at Irwin Home Equity, and I was a loan processor for 6 years at different banks and brokerages. Then I started managing my dad's properties. He has 10, so got into property management. Then I went to manage a commercial building of 500 tenants. I thought that was just a little too much. During this whole time, the last 20 years, I've been doing property management and overseeing my dad's renovations. I've probably overseen about 100. And then I got here, got into custom home building, worked for Classic Cottages, became the sales manager and real estate agent there. I sold over 30 million in 2 years. First year was 10, second was 17. So I was like, all right, this is what I want to do. So they said, Gina, you need to get your license. We'll pay for it. And I said, all right, cool. I'm on board. And then I had a tragedy in the family. I had to take off a couple years, but I'm back. I've got my leads. I'm out there. I'm hitting the ground. I am not married. I don't have children. I have a boyfriend and I'm a dog mom, which is just my favorite thing in the world. He's actually right here. He comes with me to the office. My broker.
Pick him up. Let's see him. Pick him up.
Kobe, come here. Come here.
And Gina, what company do you affiliate with?
She's Weichert.
This is Kobe.
Oh my goodness.
Hi.
Oh my God. He looks huge. That can't be a big dog though. That's a small dog, right?
He's 40 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah, he looks kind of like a koala bear. He's a rescue. So now I'm with Weichert Weichert Realtors. I live and work in Old Town. My territory goes all the way out to Vienna. Most of my sales were in like McLean, Arlington, Vienna, and a little bit of Alexandria. But like I said, I took a step back and I focused primarily on investing and renovation. So you'll see if you look at my stats, you're not going to see a lot going on in the last few years because of that family situation. But real estate's always been my life. I bought and sold several of my own. And that's pretty much it. I live and breathe it. I love it. I also have a marketing background and I wanted to run it by you guys. If you wanted to take this to another level, I think it'd be really cool if instead of just popping by, we don't really want to buy a ton of donuts for the kids. I mean, that's like hundreds of donuts. I would think you want to focus on the teachers, but why not invite the parents as well? So maybe we could coordinate around a parent teacher night, or we could send out flyers to all of the parents of the children, letting them know we're having an event. They come to our event and then we get the parents and we get the teachers at the same time. And then on that flyer, we can also maybe promote taking donations for your school dance or your books or whatever. And that way some of them might show up with a check. So it's kind of a win-win for the school, win-win for us. And then, it would also kind of give us territories. We could have our own schools and, you meet those teachers, meet those parents. And then once you open that gate, then you could do your pop buys. Hey, I just wanted to follow up, brought donuts to all your teachers, whatever. But I figure if we're going to do it, we can hit tons of teachers and then, all the parents at the same time. So
No,
just an
Gina,
idea.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I have something to share with you, but I haven't even told Kelly yet because Kelly does not want me doing anything. Kelly's like, let's just get this one going first. But
Okay.
no, I'm actually very excited about the prospect, and I'm just doing it in my area of Fort Hunt. Martha and Rich, you guys are in my, and Sarah are kind of in my area of Fort Hunt, and just piloting that concept of how do we really connect with the parents in a way that really benefits the schools. And I've gotten a lot of good feedback from our organizations in the West Potomac, Fort Hunt area. And if we can pilot it here, then yeah, we'd love to roll that kind of stuff out as well. That's the mother load, is connecting with parents.
Exactly, and you're actually, you're getting them to donate to their children's education. They're going to love us.
Yeah.
I also have a database of about 40,000 people just kind of in this area. Not going to share it with you realtors though, sorry.
Exactly.
But I'm going to put together a newsletter, promote this event, yada, yada, yada,
Awesome,
social media,
awesome.
etc. So anyway, that's my
fantastic.
piece.
That's fantastic. And
I also build websites.
one thing that's real, I did notice that on your website, that your website was built by you. That's good. I'm a
Yep.
web developer too.
Oh, cool.
One cool thing is that, because we're talking about doing these things in different areas, when we do Edward's event in North Roslyn, we'll learn some things, right? We'll figure out
Totally.
what works. And when we do our stuff in Fort Hunt, we have a
Mhm.
coffee coming up in September 14th, a community coffee in Fort Hunt. Once we kind of do that, well, we can roll that out to other areas. So I love the idea of that kind of laboratories of marketing that we can play around with. Sarah,
Good morning.
morning.
So I got your email and the answer's yes, I'll be happy to do that.
Okay, great.
I'm gonna be responding to emails today. So just, I'll send you an email afterwards, or we can connect afterwards and go from there.
All right.
So, Sarah Jernigan, real estate agent with Arla Real Estate, kind of in the Springfield area. And I kind of run along the I-95 corridor from river to river. So from the Potomac to the Occoquan, Arlington, Fairfax County, that kind of area. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm excited. I think this is a great idea. And I think there's a lot that we can do with this. So I'm super excited about it.
And Sarah, just to let everybody know, Sarah and I connected through the Mount Vernon Lee Chamber.
Yeah.
And one of the things was just identifying different schools out in the Mount Vernon pyramid, Gina. And so we have Mount Vernon, and then we have Walt Whitman High School, and then we have a bunch of elementary schools. And I just wanted to we got interest from Walt Whitman, the middle school, and I just wanted to see if Sarah was interested in doing that. So we'll schedule that and we'll get that on the books.
Definitely.
Richard.
Hello, I'm Richard Hayden. I'm with MBH Settlement Group in Kingstown. I was with the group last week, and I'm in the Mount Vernon school pyramid. I hate to use the word pyramid, but like you said, I'm on the Fort Hunt area, and also the Kingstown area, because obviously Kingstown and Hayfield is kind of where my workplace is. So it's, I deal in both areas. Been involved in the schools, like I said before, had two sons go through the schools and they're doing very well. So happy to support, teachers, first responders, that kind of thing. To, obviously I do real estate closings. I work with them already when they close and purchase, and there's got to be more affordable housing for them, that they can stay in the county and live in the county where they work in, and hopefully live in the school district they work in. So that's an important feature, and we need to keep housing costs down so people can afford to live here. And maybe when people like me retire someday, we can just stay here. So that's part of it. So don't get excited, everybody. There's going to be no listing coming soon here. So
yeah, right, everybody.
Well,
I'll send you Rich's email. I'll send you Rich's address. So a couple of things, Rich, we need to close the loop on Kingstown and Hayfield, and whether that's Herbert or whether that's somebody else, let's definitely do that, because I'd like to get Hayfield, reach out to their new principal and get something scheduled. Second thing is, I got to share with you my affordable housing idea for the schools, is to have at least maybe the young teachers live in the schools, have the school be like a dorm for young teachers. Kelly, I think it's a brilliant idea. They're already there. It's like living at a dorm in college. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I haven't seen the mortgage program that addresses that yet.
This is
so-
not endorsed by Fairway Independent Mortgage. Not yet. Martha.
Yes, hi, thank you so much. I feel I'm a little late to the party. I had another meeting scheduled and then it was canceled, so I was able to join you and I'm thrilled about that. But the big thing in my life right now is that I have just transitioned from one brokerage firm to Coldwell Banker. So I was with Long & Foster for 18 years and I thought it's just time for a change. And I'm so glad because Coldwell Banker is so welcoming and so supportive. So I've been spending the last couple of weeks learning all their new systems, and I'm still letting my sphere know that I have changed now. It's still me, but I have a different brokerage and new tools and all kinds of new information. So I'm excited about that. I've been in the Fort Hunt area for more than 40 years. My kids went through Waynewood School, and I'm a firm supporter of education. So there you have it. What questions do you have for me? And sorry, I didn't let you know I was coming today, but it was sort of a last minute thing.
No worries at all, Martha. Actually, let's do it the other way because we're done sort of introducing. Does anybody have any, let's just stay with questions because it's 11 o'clock. We can, if anybody has ideas like Gina, that's an awesome idea about the parent stuff. And if anybody has ideas, feel free to share them here or share them afterwards. But just, Julie, we haven't really chatted. Martha, you were kind of an early responder. Edward, we talked on the phone. Sarah, we had the thing, does anybody have questions about what we're doing or questions about?
No, I'm Rhonda and
I was going to say, who's on mom's phone?
Oh, I'm sorry, Rhonda. Oh, hey,
sorry,
Rhonda,
I didn't know it shows up as mom's phone. And the reason I'm not using
I
video
didn't
is
see you there. Is there anybody else? Okay, so Rhonda, yeah, I didn't see you on video. So feel free to introduce yourself.
I live in the Fairfax County, Alexandria area, but not where everybody else is. I'm in the Edison Pyramid, and that's where my kids went to school. And I grew up here, moved away as a military spouse, and then moved back, and my kids went to my same school, which is very rare. So I do support them a little bit now, but I do want to move more into it. And the reason I'm not on video is I didn't think I'd make it because I'm on my first vacation, real vacation, and I'm in my pajamas still, drinking coffee. So I thought it better not go on live. But I have to hang up now, but I do want to do this, and I would love the Edison Pyramid if no one's already taken it.
And Rhonda, just say your last name.
Well, right now, it's funny too. I was recently divorced. Well, not recently, a while ago, but part of the divorce, he wants his name back. So I'm Perry now legally. I'm legally Campbell, but I haven't changed my real estate license yet. It will be Campbell.
Okay.
And probably very shortly. Like I'm already doing things in Campbell, which I know I'm going to get in trouble with MDAR. So I sent the paperwork in, but they're having an issue with the paperwork. I need to send some more documentation. So hopefully that'll be done this week.
That's delightful. Add to the life's challenges, huh? Okay. All right. Well, Rhonda, I'll follow up with you afterwards, but I actually connected with Rhonda because she has a banner up at Edison High School, and Edison is one of the schools. Edison and I want to say Lewis, maybe. Is Lewis formerly Stewart or formerly something?
Lewis is formerly
used to be Lee.
Lee, formerly Lee. Right. So Lewis and Edison are pretty close to each other geographically, but
they are in Hayfield. They're kind of a triangle.
Yeah. So but I connected with Rhonda there. And so great. I'll follow up with you, Rhonda. Thanks for being here.
Perfect. Nice to meet you guys. Bye.
So again, it's 11:02. Anybody can drop anytime. Are there questions? Oh, Kelly, I'm sorry.
That's all right. I just really wanted to thank everybody for your time today. I see so much enthusiasm about this, and we really do see it evolving. I can tell you some of the things that we're talking about is, as everybody has raised their hand and expressed interest, we also will be doing the legwork with the schools and the principals there. Sometimes the PTAs are a bit of a barrier for things, but the principals are not. So we want to be sure we're not stepping on toes with some of the things that we're doing. Our goal is to set up a calendar where this is a regular thing that can be sent out to you all, and that everybody sticks to the calendar. And then we're hoping that organically it grows from that they start seeing us, trusting us, that we could eventually go out and do those things that Gina was recommending, right? That maybe we have back to school night. Maybe we have a first time home buyer seminar that they allow us, you know, to put on for the teachers. Maybe it's a lunch and learn type thing, but it's after school, or, you know, something like that, that we feel brings value to those employees within that system. And then by extension to the parents or people who live in the neighborhood that might be interested. So we're trying to just say thank you. You know, it's been a tough couple of years for students and parents and teachers, and B, you know, develop that community trust within those districts as just, you know, someone that they can reach out to with questions in our respective fields. And obviously too, with experienced vendors that you work with, that you trust to bring value again to those teachers and those parents within those communities to expand your network as well. So everything that we're thinking about, and I encourage you all to, is if it doesn't bring value, we shouldn't do it, right? Let's think about it from the standpoint of bringing value to that district. It's not just about donuts, and I hate the word donuts because to me, it's like it trivializes, you know, a little bit, but it is a pop-up, and I think it's, you know, just something to say, hey, we see you, we know you're there, we appreciate you. It's just something little on a regular basis to know you've got support in the community, and we're part of that, and we want to be a part of that.
Absolutely. Perfect. So just any logistics questions, vision questions, just while we're here, anything you add, it's like that old thing, you know, if you're thinking about the question, somebody else will benefit from asking it and answering it. So any questions? Stuff?
Yeah. How
Let's
do we
do
get,
it.
how do we get started?
So the big starting point would be identifying a school, and then you know, I can reach out depending on, you know, who has a better relationship or who has any pre-existing relationship. I can reach out to the school, say, hey, listen, we'd like to come do this. We just choose a date. One of the great things about this, and this is where, you know, Kelly, it's good that it's just donuts, right? It's kind of like it's just lunch. We're not marrying the school. We're just dropping off some donuts. They don't tend to have a problem with it. And so we can set a date, and then you and I, Julie, let's say we're doing, you know, Williamsburg Middle School or Swanson Middle School or something like that. We choose a date and we decide when we're going to do it. We decide whether we're going to try to put one sheet together with some deals on it, or whether it's just going to be a thank you teacher things. And then we do it. And I will handle the logistics of getting the donuts. You know, you can Venmo or PayPal me or whatever, to just so we get clear on the donuts. And then either you can come with or not come with, and then we just sort of see how it goes. And then we'll identify ways, like Gina was talking about social media promotion or whatever. We can identify how can we get sort of more exposure bang for the buck, but we really just want to get that beachhead, right? And then say, you know, you get to post on your social, hey, tomorrow we're doing this thing. We'd love to this gets a little complicated. So I'm out of my periphery, I can see Kelly's face. And so she may be like, well, I don't know if we want to do this, but
Yeah.
the idea of doing like a door prize, for instance, like say, hey, drop off your name and we'll do a drawing for $10 off reliable hauling or whatever. You know, those types of things may or may not be fun, but we don't have to do one size fits all. Edward and I might do one thing for HB, and Gina and I might do a different thing for, you know, the Alexandria City School.
So it's difficult to know what we're allowed to do within each district, and that's what we're trying to find out. We don't know what the buy-in is going to be from the principal. Some of the things that Fraser and I talked about was, okay, let's say that we say we want to do once a month a teacher appreciation breakfast or pop-up drop-off, whatever. Well, then maybe that's the first Wednesday of every month during the school year. We pick those dates and we alternate who's bringing them. Right? So that way everybody's got a schedule, they know what day. It's not a huge commitment by everybody, but we do it in partnership. So if it's my week to deliver, I'm partnering with the agent on that in the communications that I leave behind. And if it's their week to deliver, they partner with us in the communication they leave behind. That way it's not strenuous for anybody. And it just gives everybody a joint responsibility of who's taking care of what. What Fraser and I are committed to helping with is you identifying the districts and schools that you're interested in. We will do the legwork with those schools to see what the temperature is and what they're willing to allow, and then get back to you with that and create a schedule surrounding that. And then our goal is that once that's created, it will lead to more activities within that school. So right now it was like, raise your hand, let us know the areas, the geography, where you're comfortable. Let us do the research, then we're going to get back to you and we're going to kind of create a schedule. Ideally, I would like to say, okay, first Thursday of every month, or first Tuesday of every month, or first Wednesday, you know, whatever it is, so that everybody can just say, okay, here's the schedule. You do this one, I do that one, you know, and it's not complicated. You know, if it gets too complicated, we're going to just, you know what I mean? You're going to feel like it's overwhelming. So it's just like, okay, make it simple. And then let's see how we can grow it organically from there. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes, I like it.
And so the short answer is we identify a school. If Julie, you say to me that you're interested in, you know, we have somebody who's sort of kicking off WNL. Wakefield is still up for grabs. I have a realtor friend who's an alumni at Yorktown, so I'm trying to convince him. He said donuts are too early for him, so now he wants pizza. He wants to do pizza. Gina, I'm sorry. Did you raise your hand or?
Question, are we doing elementary school, middle school, high school?
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter?
Yeah, I mean, anything you want. We're thinking in terms of pyramids because of the way it organizes, but that's it.
So I've been doing this a while. Just think about this for a second. For you, if you're a lender, elementary school, okay, so parents typically don't move when their children are in school, especially not elementary school, maybe junior high, maybe definitely high school when they're maybe downsizing, but elementary schools, they don't want to take their kids out of school or relocate. So you'd benefit from that refinancing. But if you're looking for buyers, I would target more on the high school or maybe the junior high and the high school rather than the elementary school.
And that's fair for parents.
It's kind of a waste of money.
Well,
in my opinion.
That's fair for parents, but we're also talking about teachers, right? So like so really, I agree with you completely. Like if I had to buy a list or something like that, but with regards to that penetration and people moving into the area and all that stuff, we're just doing it to do it. And listen, that's y'all's call, right? Like, you know, that's if you say that you personally want to work with high schoolers because they're good for empty nest, that's cool. If Martha says, I want to be at Waynewood because that's the best place to connect with Waynewood people,
right?
That's up to you. We'll go anywhere.
Cool.
I'm just there for, guys, I'll be honest with you. I'm there for the donuts. Okay. Kelly's the lender. I'm just there for the donuts.
I don't like donuts.
And by the way, I will say this. You
Or
you can also do whatever you want. I say
how about bacon. No, I'm just
yes, you can bring bacon. It can be bacon for teachers.
Bacon donut, bacon flavored
donuts.
donuts.
And by the way, like I said, again, I mean, this is an illustration. Is this guy, this realtor said, yeah, I don't want to do a morning event. I would like to do pizza.
Pizza sounds
fine,
yeah.
right? And if Julie wants to do a fruit, we're honestly, the reason I call it donuts is because I'm trying to get it to be like where it's $50. It's 25 from you, it's 25 from us. We have an agent who wants to do duck donuts, and I'm sure it will be more than $50. That's fine. That's on you. It's not one size fits all. This isn't a franchise. So, Julie. And so, yeah, Julie, the next step is identify a school. We reach out to the school. If they say yes, then we got our next step. If they say no, then we move on to the others. Nobody's going to say no. The PTA may say no because they're like, oh, I shared this anecdote with Kelly the other day. I reached out to a principal for Sandburg, actually, Martha. Sandburg in our area is a middle school. And he then referred me to one of his assistants. He said, great, that sounds awesome. Referred me to one of his assistants. One of his assistants said, we'd love some help on Teacher Appreciation Week. Now, Teacher Appreciation Week is May. And I responded to the principal and the person, and I said, well, we'd love to do something, you know, sooner than May for the teachers. And the principal said, yeah, guys, don't bureaucratize this. let them do what they're going to do. That is a good thing for us. We don't need to control this. So
Yeah.
there is that tension, but here's the deal. If we bring donuts and they take those donuts and throw them in the trash, that's on them. We're bringing donuts. We're you know, if they don't want them, they can tell us not to bring them. We're not going to get that. We're going to get that from kind of bureaucracy, not actual people. See you, Gina. Thanks. So any other questions about logistics or just vision or anything?
So my first step is to get in touch with you and talk about some locations.
Yeah, or you can even
Okay.
just send me, if you want to send me a list. I mean, you know your geographic area, and you can just say to me, I'm really interested in these pyramids. And if the high school's already taken, and again, when we say the high school's already taken, like Kelly said, we'd like to do these monthly. If somebody has taken it for the first month, that doesn't mean that they own it forever. We're not buying territories or anything like that. We're just,
Sure.
it's a coalition of the willing here.
Okay, gotcha.
Anything else? Ideas, questions? If not, I'll let y'all go and we'll connect. I will be sending out a list where we're starting to put the dates on things. So, and again, for the people who came a little bit later, this is the first week of school in Fairfax. Okay, so I reached out to schools 2 weeks ago and followed up last week. I let them alone this week for the most part. Next week, my goal is to get answers from all of our high schools. And then once we get a high school, we sort of radiate down into the what are called the feeder schools. Okay.
Just one comment I'd like to make for next year long range planning. I think a breakfast for the teachers would be excellent before the students come, but while the teachers are working, getting ready for the students.
And
Yeah, I like that.
That's a great point, Martha. And that is one of the things that the PTA tends to get excited about and tends to do. So there are opportunities for all of y'all to get involved with that. They just don't necessarily need us to like make that happen. But what our hope is that over the year, what we will be doing is connecting not only with the PTA and the administration, but as Kelly said, what we're really doing with the school business boosters is making it crazy easy for them to have a target list of businesses. So now rather than saying, well, who does anybody know? Because a lot of times they lose that institutional memory from year to year about who are supporters and they change. Now we're going to have, because of your support, we're going to have a list of 50 to 100 businesses, not just brick and mortar businesses, but parents with businesses in the community that can make life easy. Anytime something's easy, you get more of it. So
Right.
Edward.
Oh, good. I wanted to say, Kelly's telephone number or email. How can I get that?
I'm sorry, I neglected to do an email introduction with you two, but so I will do that right after this call and introduce you guys. But Kelly, if you want to just share that, I'm going to make sure everybody has that. But Kelly, you want to just sort of give your actual, there she is in the
I'm
chat.
putting it in the chat. That is my email address. That is my cell phone, which is best. And certainly, Fraser, you can respond after the call to everybody with.
I'm gonna make sure that I do, and you know, so full disclosure, right? Like we're lenders, we're doing this. We want to build relationships with you and relationships with the clients. So one of the things I will do is introduce you to Kelly, and then we have about 3 other loan officers, 3 to 4 other loan officers in our office that have different geographic areas, and you know, we're going to get them engaged as well. But that is something that we do. You know, we'd obviously love to be your lender or whatever, but build a relationship with Kelly and the other loan officers, and that will work out great. You know.
And can I make one more comment about logistics? I think teacher work days would also be optimum times to deliver food to teachers. You know, when the kids are not there, the teachers are there.
You know, and it's a good point, Martha. And one of the things that I have noticed, but I'm going to learn more about this, is that the teachers on teacher work days, you know, a lot of times the principals do think in terms of what are we going to do for the teachers that day, so we can be a help for them. One of the ways that this becomes really easy is when it's basically like I don't know if anybody's ever worked in an office, but it's like, hey, there's pizza in the cafeteria, right? There's pizza in the front office. Like, that's how we're treating this. We're like, we are bringing donuts. There are donut, like on September 13th, Edward and I are going to be there at HB Woodlawn in North Roslyn, and it's going to set, Edward may or may not be there depending on his schedule, but those
I'll be there.
donuts will be there, right? The donuts will be there, courtesy of Edward and Kelly Catalinas. And that's where, when we say that, it's easy. When we try to ask for time, when we try to sort of to even get in on their stuff, they start having their issues. That will evolve month after month as we build the relationship. The easiest thing right now is dropping stuff off, at least what I've found. But yeah, I agree with you.
And I agree with you. I just think, we need to look at those particular dates, and I'm not managing that. I know you are, somebody is, but I
No,
just.
absolutely, Martha, absolutely. And what I hope is that the principals are going to say to us things like, hey, you know what, if you want to do this next month, that we have a teacher work day, and maybe you guys could even come and introduce yourself or whatever, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right, guys, thanks so much. Feel free to email me
Thank
or
you.
Kelly
Thank you, guys.
on this,
Have
and
fun.
we'll talk
Bye.
later. Sarah, I'll follow up with you about Whitman, and Julie, if you want to email me with your stuff, that'd be great. Rich, let's get somebody on the books for Hayfield, and you could also be helpful for Edison and Lewis, because those are close to Kingstown. So
Yes, yeah.
all right,
Thanks,
guys.
everybody.
Thank you,
Have a
guys.
great
Thank you.
weekend.